First off, thank you to my 345 subscribers who make this kinda worth it, I guess? Sorry that the videos are more regular, but I've been kinda busy and kinda lazy. Anyway, let's talk about Suicide Squad. Now, the one thing we all want to know is, who is Scott Eastwood playing? Is it Nightwing? Is it Arsenal? Well, I can safely say right now who it is, but first, a brief summary of the plot. There once was a government agent called Waller. When the US have a problem, they call her. She has a plan for a Black Ops team that can take on any extreme when things get a little hot under the collar. The team is made up of these supervillains who they believe can defeat metahumans. They'll get time off their sentences as long as they aren't being nuisances, and don't get killed before going back to their prisons. There's the assassin Deadshot who never misses, the crazy Harley Quinn who's the Joker's misses. Some others I won't waste time on. They get kept in line by a bomb that Rick Flag can use to blow their heads to pieces. Soon this team is needed to save the day as a metahuman attack is underway. It's another blue beam in the sky which somehow helps the bad guy who tries to stop the squad from joining the fray. There's also a subplot involving the Joker who's busy planning his latest boner. He wants to set Harley free so they can go on a killing spree. This could have been cut, it's kinda mediocre. Can the squad work together to stop this mess created by the evil witch Enchantress? After her plan is unfurled, can the bad guys save the world, or for them is this job just way too thankless? If I could describe this movie in one word, it'd be messy. Very, very, very messy. I don't know what it is about the DCEU films, but just in general, they seem to make lots of really weird and baffling editing choices. I don't know how much of that comes down to the script or the director, but in the case of Suicide Squad, I get the feeling it was definitely studio interference on a number of fronts. But I'll get to that later. For now, I just want to say that I actually really had a good time watching this movie. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I was smiling the whole way through when I was watching it. The thing is though, a big part of that was because it was just really great seeing these characters on screen being performed so well by such great actors. And Jai Courtney, who by the way is actually really good in this. The only problem was this, much like BVS, isn't a well put together movie. I think it was made a lot better, but it suffers from bad structuring, poor writing, and some of the weirdest editing choices I have ever seen. The only conclusion I can draw is that somewhere down the line, Warner Brothers saw a cut of the film that they didn't like, and halfway through editing decided to spring all these changes onto David Ayer, who is more than capable of making good movies. When I walked out of this movie, the first thought I had was, I hope this gets an ultimate director's cut, because it is so clearly missing huge scenes. Everything feels like it's been hacked to the bone, which sucks because if I could transfer these characters over to a movie that didn't have these problems, it would have been fantastic. Will Smith is a bullseye as Deadshot. Margot Robbie knocked it out of the park for Harley Quinn's first big screen debut. Viola Davis to me is Amanda Waller in every way. Jay Hernandez, Joel Kinnaman, Adewale look, all the actors gave it their best shot, okay? However, with all that being said, it was really hard not to feel like a lot of these guys weren't being smothered by the overbearing presence of Will Smith and Margot Robbie, which isn't to say that those guys steal the movie, they're just who was allotted the most screen time to. The rest, while they have their moments, all just kind of disappear into the background and then come back later to say something funny, except for Katana, who was the most criminally underrated character in the entire film. Ensemble films are very hard to get right, I know that, but it would have been nice to see some balance here. Oh, and Slipknot is here to do exactly what we all expected him to do, but if the movie had actually bothered to flesh him out a bit more, I might have actually cared. Also, for all the hard work and crazy antics that Jared Leto got up to behind the scenes, I didn't see anything here in this film that merited his level of dedication. He was in this film so little that when he did pop up, it was like, oh yeah, that's right, the Joker's in this. I mean, obviously he had to be there for Harley Quinn's backstory, but they gloss over that so quickly that Leto just isn't given any time to shine. However, since this isn't his movie, that might have been for the best, but I can't help but feeling it was a waste. The biggest misstep though in the whole film is Cara Delevingne's Enchantress. While I don't think Delevingne is the problem there though, I can't even really defend her performance since we saw so little of it. She's supposed to be the main antagonist of the entire movie, and somehow she comes off feeling like an afterthought. I don't get a sense of her actually posing any real threat to anyone, and she basically turns into one of those overpowered villains who seems to just forget that she actually has any powers during the final battle. She just sends wave after wave of generic henchmen after the squad, who are so easily defeated that I never actually get a sense that the squad are in any real danger. This isn't helped by the fact that, for me anyway, the mission is never really properly explained. This then leads into what I think was supposed to be a twist but kind of fell flat for me. Look, I have come down way too harsh on this film, which is a problem I tend to have. Please know that if you like this movie, excellent, I am so happy for you. I liked it too. If you loved it, great, even better. At the end of the day, however, that doesn't fix the disappointing problems that this movie has. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would say that Suicide Squad is a meh but I still see the sequel. Thank you for watching the show. If you enjoyed, please let me know. You can like and share, subscribe if you dare, and please leave a comment below. Oh, and Scott Eastwood was playing no one of any significance.